Hey guys, it's Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and today we're talking about the Harley-Davidson Bronx. Bronx for 2021? Well, I'm not so sure about that. So kind of what sparked this video is a fan of the channel he's been researching the Bronx. He saw a lot of new videos about the Bronx saying 2021. He sent me some links and said, do you think any of this is reputable? Well, I looked at the links and most of this is all old footage from the bike when it debuted at a bike show, from glory clips from the Harley-Davidson video where they did the More Roads to Harley-Davidson. I don't think the videos he found are reputable, even though they say Bronx 2021. The Bronx was originally slated for 2021 and the Pan America and the Custom for 2020. They got pushed back to 2021. I think if the Bronx comes to market, it's going to be pushed back to 2022. Now, with this new CEO, I can't guarantee it's going to come to market. With the old CEO, I think it would just been a timetable pushed back like the rest of the bikes. Some people have made comments about the Bronx saying that there's too much competition in this class of motorcycle and that Harley-Davidson shouldn't compete. Well, I don't know if that's true. You could say the same thing about the adventure motorcycle, but Harley-Davidson chose to compete in it, and by all means, from what we know from the launch of the Pan America, it looks competitive. On paper, the bike looks extremely competitive and is priced right to compete with the competition. Now, I won't know how it rides till May. I mean, from what I understand, nobody's going to get to ride one till May. I hope they have them at Daytona or somewhere for people to look at. Will they let them ride them? I don't know. I'm hoping that people get to ride them. We get to find out as soon as possible if this bike is good as it looks to be. Now, back to the Bronx. The Bronx is based off this 975cc version of a Revolution Max engine that was released in the Pan America. So, if they can make a competitive version for the Pan America, can they make a competitive version for the Bronx? I don't know. I'm not really into that market a whole lot. Since this bike came out, I started taking more of an interest in it. I've done a little bit of research. I got interested in the Triumph Trident 660, and it came out at $8,000. But it's a smaller cc displacement. And, we get into this debate about Harley-Davidson's too expensive and everything else, and there's some things you have to consider there. Harley-Davidson generally has a higher resale value. So if this isn't your forever bike and you're always going to keep it, if it's a bike you're going to have for a few years and then you're going to trade it for a newer model or a different bike, then that resale value really comes into play into the whole value proposition of purchasing the motorcycle. You can afford to pay a little more for it if you know you're going to get a little more out of it when you sell it. And for some people, and not all, and I'm not saying there's anything right or wrong with this, but some of us would prefer to buy a Harley-Davidson over a metric bike and support American jobs. Now, I know a lot of the materials and electronics are all sourced overseas, things like that, but the bikes are still assembled here in the United States and still supporting people's, having a job, supporting their family, providing them with an opportunity to make a decent living by assembling Harley-Davidsons. And I'm good with supporting that. I like to support local businesses. I'd like to support American-made companies or American-owned companies when I can. And but that doesn't mean that if it was outrageously priced, I wouldn't buy a Triumph or a metric bike. I'm not blind, and I won't blindly buy an American bike over another brand just because it's made in America. But it definitely plays a role in my decision-making process. So I want to know, what do you guys think about the Bronx? Do you think it will be released in 2022? Do you think there's any chance it'll be released before 2022? Or do you think it's canceled altogether? And if it is released, do you think Harley-Davidson can make it competitive with the other bikes in that class? And if they did, would you be interested in one? That's what I want to know from you guys today. So make sure you leave me a comment. I try and read all the comments. I try and respond to all the comments as long as they're not ignorant or hateful or personal attacks, things like that. And I really enjoy the conversation that takes place in the comments and stuff. So for all you guys that leave comments, I appreciate it. That's great. I love that interactivity with you guys and getting to know you that way. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you do that YouTube thing, check out the content on my channel. And if you dig it, don't forget to subscribe down below. Ring that bell to be notified the next time I drop a new video. And as always, thank you for support. Stay safe and keep on riding.